Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. I didn't do a video yesterday, and I'm explain to you why here in a minute. As most of you know that follow my channel, my son has autism, and he, you know, it's very, very difficult, and if you don't have an autistic child, you'll have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. It's very, very hard on everybody, not just on me. It's hard on Heather. It's hard on Eddie. You know, with his autism, he can't begin to, you know, express himself the way he really needs to. And my son has a lot of issues, and it's a hard realization when that you do the best that you possibly can for your child, and there's really not a ton that you're going to be able to do for them. It's, God, I don't even know how to explain it. I mean, it's, the sad thing is, the sad reality is that I think that eventually that my son will end up in a facility, either because he hurts somebody else or he hurts himself, and he'll do it for his own safety or the safety of others. And there's not a freaking thing I can do about it. I mean, it breaks my heart. It crushes me. I mean, because, you know, as his father, I'm supposed to protect him and keep him safe and the whole 9 yards. So I'm going to get back to yesterday. So yesterday, I gave Eddie a haircut, and, you know, he had a whole meltdown about that whole thing, and we had a big back and forth with that, and he was complaining, you know, because he said I was contaminated because 6 weeks earlier I had touched some blanket that he had, so I was contaminated. And it just, you know, this whole germaphobe thing with him lately, and it's weird because he's got the germaphobe thing but won't take a freaking shower, doesn't want to wash his hair, he'll spit on his hands and rub it on his hands, and then he'll rub it on his face and his head or wherever you've touched him. Like if you touch him on his arm, he'll spit on his hand and rub it in. It's gross and it's nasty and it's disgusting, but it's what I have to deal with right now with him. So anyway, so we got the haircut done, and then I had to rinse off his head, so we used water, and then of course then it was brain-eating amoebas were going to get him in the water, and I said there's not any brain-eating amoebas in the water, so we got him all squared away, and he'd calmed down, and he had said, oh, I'm going to kill myself, and I said, you know, you need to stop with that, because I said, you know, you kill yourself, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem, and, you know, there's too many people that you would leave behind that would love you and miss you. So anyway, he kind of calmed down, and he had gone inside, and then I had got a phone call, so I was talking on the phone, and so I got done with my phone call, and I said, well, let me go check on, you know, the kids and, you know, make sure everybody's okay. I walked back there, and I said to Heather, I go, where's your brother? She goes, I don't know. Well, how long's he been gone? I don't know. So I come outside, and I'm hollering for him. I'm like, Eddie, Eddie. Nothing. I'm like, oh my God, he's taken off. So I basically had a pair of shorts on and my slippers. And I jumped in the truck, and I told her, you know, leave your phone on in case he comes back. You can let me know. And I went down to the main road and took a right. And across the street in the field, there's Eddie laying face down in the field, and one of my neighbors is standing over the top of him, you know, talking to him. So, I mean, I stop, and, you know, they had called the ambulance because they didn't know. They see somebody laying in the field face down, they thought something was wrong or whatever. And so, you know, so they called back 911 and canceled the ambulance, and, you know, because he was physically fine. He just, you know, so the state trooper got here, and, you know, so he asked him what was going on, and then of course as soon as Eddie said, well, I want to kill myself, instant evaluation. So we had to take a trip down to Strong. So, you know, obviously I went with the trooper in his car, and, you know, I had to call my girlfriend, and I asked her to come down and, you know, to get us, and, you know, she was like, no problem at all. And so, you know, we get down to Strong, and we're waiting forever and ever, and I had called his mother on the way there, and at first she's like, oh, well, just keep me abreast of what's happening. And then she calls me back and says, well, should I come? I go, if you want to come, come. If you don't, don't. It doesn't really matter. And so my girlfriend who lives out here with me, out in this area, she actually was at the hospital before my ex-wife was, and my ex-wife is 10 minutes away. So then, of course, she rolls in just as we're getting ready to go in for this evaluation, playing the concerned mother, which made me want to throw up, but that's besides the point. So we got an we did a referral, mental health referral for him. I'm going to try to get him whatever help he needs. I am so at the end of my rope, and I'm so frustrated. Um, you know, I've done everything that I possibly, in my view, I've tried to do everything I can to try to help him, and I can't. And it's a hard realization as a parent when you can't. And now I have to look and see what else we can do for him. So we're going to get that evaluation, and if there's a medication that they need to get him on, like an antidepressant or something, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But it's hard because it breaks my heart, because I love this freaking kid, and he frustrates the crap out of me. And I want what's best for him, and I feel like I'm losing him. And if he continues doing the different things that he's doing, they're going to take him away and they're going to lock him up, and I know it. And there's not a freaking thing I can do. And it's very frustrating as a parent. And I can talk to him till I'm blue in the face, and he don't get it. It doesn't correlate in his brain, And it's heart-wrenching. I don't even know how to explain it other than that. It's devastating, And it's my son, you know. Just give me a minute. But anyway, I'm going to do whatever I can for him. That's the bottom line. And I did a video before about how I hate autism, and people misconstrued it that I hated people with autism, and a lot of these kids with autism would write me and, why do you hate people? And I don't hate people with autism. I hate autism. I hate what autism does to families. I hate what autism does to the child that has autism. I hate what autism does to the mom and the dad. I hate what autism does to the family members, the brothers and the sisters. I hate what autism does to the people surrounding the family, because, if you have a child with autism, people avoid you. They don't want to deal with it because they don't know how to deal with it. So, you find yourself, you're alone, and, I don't get a whole ton of help. I don't get a whole lot of support from the ex-wife, because when my son goes with her, she lets him do whatever he wants. And, and that's not the way it should be. It should be consistency and regulation with him, and that's what he needs. And, but, it's, I do the best I can. And, I've been alone in this for so long, and it's frustrating. And, I don't know, and any of you kids out there watching this video that have autism, my heart goes out to you, because, there's so many degrees and levels of autism. It's the spectrum is huge, and people don't realize how huge the spectrum is, and people don't realize what effect it has on families unless they have a child with autism, and in how it affects everything in your life, and it just changes everything. But now I'm ranting, and I apologize. But like I said, I'm going to do the best I can for my son. I always will, and that's it. That's bottom line. And so that's why I didn't do a video yesterday, because life got in the way. And so it's now like almost 4 in the afternoon, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Mentally, it beats the crap right out of you. So that's that. But we're going to call this referral in for him probably tomorrow, and we'll go from there. And that's it. So come on. Anyway, so just want to give you guys an update. Nothing to do with prepping, nothing to do with off-grid, just a life event that happens and what's going on. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.